Entity Classifial Hash 508. The Lake Ravenwood. Humanoid. July 4th, 1977. Before it became a place for celebrations, Lake Ravenwood was simply water and trees. A man-made lake in the American Midwest, surrounded by forest, campgrounds, and dirt roads that led nowhere in particular. Families came here to swim, fish, drink beer, and watch fireworks reflect on the surface of the water. Every 4th of July, no one came looking for answers. No one expected anything unusual to be there. What happened in the summer of 1977 was not recorded by cameras. It was recorded by memory, and memory, in this case, refused to let go. Lake Ravenwood was known for its calm nights. The water was shallow near the shore, darker toward the center, and bordered by dense tree lines that absorbed sound after sunset. Locals often said that once the sun went down, the lake felt larger than it actually was. In the weeks leading up to July 4th, something subtle began to change. Campers reported noises coming from the forest after midnight. Not animal sounds, not footsteps, just the sensation of movement without rhythm. Dogs refused to leave their trailers at night. A few people claimed the water felt thicker when swimming after dark, as if resistance existed where it shouldn't. These reports were dismissed as nerves, alcohol, or imagination. Then came the sightings. The first clear report came from a fisherman who stayed too late near the eastern shore. He claimed that something rose partially out of the water less than 30 yards away. Not a splash, not a breach, just a shape interrupting the reflection of the moon. He described it as humanoid. Not tall, not large, but wrong. He never saw it clearly enough to describe a face, only eyes. Reflective, like a cat's eyes. When caught in headlights, they disappeared the moment he stood up. He left his gear behind and did not return to the lake that season. Over the following days, similar accounts surfaced, always at night, always near the waterline or the tree line, always brief, always accompanied by an overwhelming sense of being watched. Descriptions began to align. Witnesses spoke of a humanoid figure with gray skin that appeared wet even when it was not in the water. Its movements were quiet, almost fluid, as if walking was not its natural mode of travel. Those who claimed to see its face mentioned the absence of a normal nose, replaced by a small opening and faint slits behind what appeared to be ears. No one reported hearing it breathe. No one reported hearing it speak. The eyes were the detail no one forgot. Large, forward-facing, reflective, bright in darkness. As July 4th approached, Lake Ravenwood filled with families, campers, and visitors. Fireworks were planned. Music played from portable radios. Children ran between picnic tables and the shoreline. Boats drifted slowly near the center of the lake. The mood was celebratory. The lake looked harmless. As night fell, fireworks began to launch from a barge anchored offshore. Each explosion illuminated the water for seconds at a time, then returned it to darkness. The reflections were uneven, fragmented, constantly shifting. That was when swimmers began leaving the water. Not all at once. Heedly, individually. People later said they felt something brush against their legs. Others said they felt pressure beneath them, as if something solid had passed below the surface. No one screamed. No one panicked immediately. They simply felt that they should not be in the water anymore. A child near the wooden pier began crying uncontrollably. When asked why, she repeated the same sentence again and again. It moves when the light stops. Moments later, a group of teenagers reported seeing a figure standing at the edge of the trees across the lake. Each firework flash briefly revealed it, then erased it aliano. The shape did not move. When the light returned, it was already gone. One adult witness described it later this way. Every time the fireworks ended, it felt like something had taken a step closer, even though I never saw it move. At approximately 10:47 p.m., multiple people noticed a large disturbance in the water near the center of the lake. Not waves, not splashing. A slow, deliberate displacement, as if something massive had shifted position beneath the surface. At the same time, several witnesses reported lights above the lake. Silent. Oval. They did not blink. They did not pulse. They reflected the fireworks. For less than a minute, the lights remained suspended. Then they vanished. Some claimed they descended toward the water. Others said they shot upward instantly. No two accounts fully agree. What followed was silence. Music stopped. People gathered their children. The celebration ended early without official announcement. No emergency services were called. No injuries were reported. And yet, something had clearly happened. In the days that followed, Lake Ravenwood was closed temporarily. Signs cited water quality concerns. Access to the forested areas was restricted. Unmarked vehicles were seen along the dirt roads near the shoreline. Samples of water and soil were collected. Reports from that week are heavily redacted. Several documents refer vaguely to wildlife activity inconsistent with known species. Others mention environmental anomalies without elaboration. One internal memo contains a single line that stands out. Humanoid classification, not supported by available data. The lake reopened months later. Swimming at night was discouraged. Fireworks were relocated farther from the water. Camping near the eastern shoreline quietly disappeared from official maps. Over the years, sightings continued. Campers reported a gray figure moving between trees at night. Fishermen claimed something watched them from the water's edge. Occasionally, lights were seen above the lake again. Always silent, always brief. The creature never approached, never attacked, never communicated. It simply appeared and whited. Today, Lake Ravenwood still exists. Families still visit. Children still swim during the day. Fireworks still reflect off the surface every 4th of July. But locals avoid the water after dark. They say the lake remembers. They say something still moves beneath the surface. And they say that when the lights go out, the eyes are still there, watching.